There are really two narratives in the music industry, specifically surrounding independent artists and Spotify. If you're not able to get streams on Spotify, then Spotify is the enemy. And then when you get streams, they're also the enemy because they don't pay you any royalties. However, what about the artists that blow up on Spotify, that get a lot of exposure on Spotify and then do break a payment threshold in order to pay for their rent and their groceries and to upgrade their lifestyle and to get new opportunities in the music industry? Is Spotify now a good thing? Is it really situational and anecdotal, or is Spotify truly good or truly bad? I want to know your thoughts on this. Start typing in the comments now because I know that you have an opinion on this. And as someone who's run thousands of marketing campaigns, lots of them to grow on Spotify, I've done this for independent artists, I've helped them trigger Discover Weekly, Release Radar, the radio algorithm, all of the above. I have some thoughts on this. I've run campaigns on Spotify that have gone really well and have triggered algorithms and that have generated a lot more attention as a whole than what the campaign provides on its own. And then for other artists, it seems like Spotify just isn't responding the same way, and we just keep hitting this brick wall, and Spotify seems to be working against our marketing efforts. And here's the thing, and I want to leave you with a lot of takeaways today. I have a lot of beliefs about how Spotify fits in to your overall music ecosystem. And some of these things maybe you've heard for the first time, but the first thing I want you to take away from this video is that Spotify should not be your plan A for revenue. If Spotify sits at the center of all of your revenue goals, then you're destined to fail from the start. And Spotify is going to be your enemy all the way through, whether you're starting your music career from scratch or you're continuing to grow your fan base. Spotify is what I call a low leverage income lever. Spotify streams are a low leverage income source. Now, what's the difference between low leverage and high leverage? Well, high leverage means a single fan can provide you the monetary value of thousands of streams with a single action, right? If you think of something like a Patreon or selling a CD, right? What we're dealing with those sales are dollars, right? A Patreon member can subscribe for $10 a month, or you can sell a physical CD for $10. How many Spotify streams would it take to generate that same $10? A lot of streams. You already know this, but that's the definition of low leverage. Secondly, you're not even in control of how much you can earn from a Spotify stream. And with other high leverage options, you are in control of your own pricing, and you're in a lot more control of the sales process from beginning to end. So I just wanted to get that money discussion out of the way because I believe that you are not working in your own best interest if you're relying on Spotify to fund your music career. But let's move on from money. What about discovery? Is Spotify your friend when it comes to getting discovered by new fans? And I actually think Spotify does want to be your friend in this category. Let's just take a look at some of the features that Spotify have rolled out. Some of them are really recent. First and foremost, the Spotify algorithm. The whole algorithm is designed to show your music to people who are most likely to enjoy it. Now, triggering that algorithm is a whole other discussion, but the fact that it exists and that if you do hit certain benchmarks, you do hit a certain popularity score, it's already built in to push your music to the right person. That's a huge win in our favor as independent artists. Secondly, third-party playlists, the ones that you can pitch to on Playlist Push, or that you can use my company and we'll get you on third-party playlists. This is a really awesome influencer marketing style of promotion, and this doesn't exist on Apple Music. This doesn't exist on Amazon Music. Spotify is the only streaming service that has this social network of playlisting where you can get discovered and your songs saved in many people's libraries. So again, I think this is a really positive thing that helps us with discovery. So again, I think Spotify is our friend when it comes to discovery. They're not going to pay us anything, but they will help us get discovered. And similarly, continuing this theme, Spotify rolled out their campaign tools, which is also known as marquee and showcase ads. Now, obviously, you have to pay for these advertising services. So again, you're not getting paid anything for people streaming your music. In fact, you're going to pay for their advertising services, but these tools are actually really effective and they're easy to use. I'll leave a video in the description where I compare the pros and cons of using Spotify's tools versus meta ads versus playlisting, just in case you want to check that out. But the fact that Spotify has their own built-in promotional tools actually sets them apart once again from the other streaming services where you're only limited to driving outside traffic. And that brings us to the sponsor of this video, LANDR. For the past 3 years, I've been recommending LANDR distribution to artists who need a professional suite of tools to produce, master, and distribute their music, all while retaining 100% of their music royalties. So when LANDR noticed my channel and asked to sponsor this video, I was more than happy to continue spreading the good news about LANDR distribution. They do so much more than just get your music onto streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music, because with LANDR, you get everything you need to produce and release your music, including samples, plugins, unlimited distribution, and the world's best AI mastering engine. Plus, meet with your team anywhere in the world with real-time music collaboration software, and tap the talents of a community of pros to take your music to the next level. All of this is included inside of LANDR Studio. Now, if you already have a music distributor but you're looking to upgrade, LANDR accepts outside ISRC codes, so moving your catalog is a breeze. Plus, they will collect the YouTube Content ID royalties for all of your songs. So if you're thinking it's time to upgrade your distributor, then click the link in the description below to get 20% off your LANDR Studio account. And then you could cancel all those multiple subscriptions and enjoy everything you need to produce and release your music with LANDR Studio. And now, back to the video. So Spotify, friend or foe, it's kind of tied in my mind right now. They're not really paying us very much, but they do have cool discovery tools. What will the tiebreaker be? In my mind, it was how well I can express my artistry on Spotify. And I think that they are improving in this area. My biggest disappointment with Spotify, as long as I've been an artist, is the inability to communicate with your fans. This is the most important business function that we have as independent artists, independent creators who do want to build a business and want to make money because we're not making them from royalties. Communication with our fan base is the single most important thing, and Spotify doesn't offer any solutions for that. Now, they are starting to offer some video features, and they have the end of the year wrap up feature, and that is a step in the right direction, but it is not completely replacing the need for traditional communication methods, such as having a mailing list, which is, by the way, one of the higher leverage income investments that you can make for your business as a musician. Another huge negative is that there was no ability to build in public with Spotify. You had to do that on Instagram. You had to tease your song releases on Instagram through video content and then drive that traffic from Instagram to Spotify in order for them to experience the rest of your music catalog. And Spotify is improving slowly with that, with the video features, as I just mentioned, and also with the countdown timers, which is kind of awesome, but still missing that critical communication feature, which is why in my video 2 videos ago, I told you what I would be using instead of the Spotify countdown feature. You can check out that video here or in the description below. But Spotify is improving in this artistic expression category, which I am really hopeful and curious to see what they do to improve our ability to connect with fans directly on the Spotify platform. But again, if they keep rolling out these features but still don't hit on that massive gap of allowing us to communicate with our fans in some way, then we're always going to need to rely on our mailing lists and our self-managed communities in order to activate our fan bases for other higher leverage monetary actions, such as selling merch, selling concert tickets, creating bespoke offers that you invent and you create for your fan base. Maybe it's access based, maybe it's VIP meet and greets, or maybe it's doing custom art for your fans. Whatever it is, none of that can be offered on Spotify. Of course, you could connect your Shopify store and then passively display your offers on your Spotify profile and everyone will just ignore it. But that's probably what you're already doing, and it's probably not getting you enough sales because you're not being a creative in the presence of the people who just want to eat up your creativity. And that's the key. And I think Spotify is missing that. Getting better, but missing that. So what do you think, friend or enemy? Let me know how Spotify is currently serving you as an artist. And if you're interested in getting your first 1 million streams on Spotify, check out this special opportunity real quick. I want to give you a gift as a thank you for watching this video. It's my on-demand masterclass titled How to Get 1 Million Streams as a Part-Time Artist. Inside this masterclass, I'm going to show you how I reached 1 million streams with my music and how I do it for my clients as well. I'll also show you how to identify which songs are going to be your best attractors using a technique I call song battling. And we'll also cover how to make Spotify give you free streams through triggering the algorithm and using playlists to your advantage. It's all covered in the training, and they're the exact same things that I use for my artists at my agency, and I want to share them with you inside this free workshop. So if you already have music on Spotify, but you're not getting the streams that you want, check out my 1 million streams workshop. It's completely free, and you can get it at indiemusicacademy.com/million streams, or click the link in the description below. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if this video was helpful to you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It super helps. Best of luck with your music, and I'll see you in a future video.